The fate of a Texas law banning most abortions in the Lone Star State may soon be in the hands of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court already allowed the Texas abortion restrictions to take effect. Now the Biden administration is pushing the High Court to rule on the law's constitutionality. So far, the Texas law has outmaneuvered courts by putting enforcements in the hands of private citizens who are encouraged to sue anyone who assists in ending a pregnancy further than 6 weeks along, or after a heartbeat is detected in the womb. The push from the Justice Department comes after the failure of at least 3 DOJ attempts to block the law in federal appeals courts.
Well, here now, Chuck Donovan, president of the Charlotte Lozier Institute. Chuck, thanks for joining us tonight. The Supreme Court already weighed in, allowing the Texas law to go in effect. Chuck, what is it about this law that has made it so that judges and court panels keep it going? And is this attempt, this latest attempt by the Biden administration to get the High Court to halt the law, any different than the one before?
Well, I think it's because the stakes in this case are fairly high, to say the least. It activates when the unborn child has a heartbeat that has been detected by the abortionist. That could be as early as 6 weeks, something that many Americans don't know, certainly many women don't know. And the stakes are very high. And it also does something unprecedented, as you mentioned. It authorizes private citizens to bring actions, and apparently even citizens outside the state of Texas, to sue the abortion provider for $10,000 in maximum damages if they perform an abortion. The problem with the case is, though, you have to have a case or controversy. You have to have actual litigants. And what the Justice Department and the plaintiffs below are asking is for the court to kind of imagine what sort of case might happen and then make a ruling enjoining everyone in Texas from acting on this law. I don't think that's going to work. I think you'll see repeated attempts, but I think the focus should remain on the Dobbs case.
Chuck, could the High Court rule on the constitutionality of the Texas abortion law? And if so, what could that mean for the pro-life movement?
Well, I think there's certainly a chance they can. You know, everyone wants to have money. We're a gambling society now, so people are putting their bets on which case will reach the court. My personal one, even though I'm not a gambler, is that it would be Mississippi, and it's 15 weeks law. And the reason is clear. The Supreme Court has certified the potent issue whether or not states may ban abortion prior to viability, which has moved 3 or 4 weeks since 1973. The science is overwhelming about what's happening to babies at that stage. They pump 26 quarts of blood a day. They interact with their environment. If they're twins, they interact with each other. That's the case I think the court's going to want to deal with first, and it will, in all likelihood, resolve Texas as well.
Chuck, since the law took effect in September, Texas women and even a girl as young as 12 have sought abortions in neighboring states, some driving hours through the middle of the night. Does forcing women to take such drastic measures actually lead to fewer abortions, or to the argument pro-abortion advocates make, does it potentially endanger women who are already desperate enough to make such a devastating decision to end a pregnancy?
I think we have to look at exactly everything that Texas has done. It's one of 100 laws that have been passed around the country. They cover a wide range of topics. Texas added $100 million to its pregnancy support budget. Texas is likely soon to be surrounded by states that will protect the unborn, possibly the exception. And the truth is that you have to go along with these laws. You have to have support for women. Texas is doing that. There are 200 pregnancy centers in Texas that have spent $33 million in the last year in pregnancy support, according to our new report. If we have an attitude of support, and by the way, the abortion industry wants to handle all this by shipping pills to minor girls. That's exactly the kind of thing a parent might want to sue an abortionist for doing in the state of Texas.
All right, Chuck Donovan with the Charlotte Lozier Institute. It's great to have you with us this Friday. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.